This is my modular shop cabinet that I'm building. I'm using ideas based on Ron Palk's Awesome Rolling Toolbox. And here's a SketchUp render of how this shop will look once I build all these cabinets. They're all the same size, they all take the same size drawers, and I can vary the deepness of the drawers depending on what I need to do. The problem with building this was going to be cost. Luckily, our church decided to remodel its sanctuary, and all the pews, since we couldn't find a new home for them, I got to bring many of them to my house. Built some sawhorses, and I had a couple of the youth from the church help unload them. I stacked them all up. Um, it's actually just veneered particle board, so it's not like really great lumber. This is James and Tiffany. They helped unload everything. So to start the process of ripping them down, just set up some sawhorses, hauled it over, pulled all the staples out, and then I just went through my cordless saw, used the trim edge of the top rail for stray edge, and then just broke it down into 31.5-inch panels for the rest of the cabinet sides. I have cut enough panels to make 11 cabinets, which should be a good start for me. And now I'm just going to rip these to 18 inches on my table saw, and then I've got to cut dados in it, but I'm pretty much done for this day. I am going to release this as just one video because I don't like multi-part videos, so that's just me. And my dog's loose, so I've got to go find her sometime. But she is pretty good about coming home. I want to show you something real quick. There's so much weight on my little table right here that it's bowing. I should probably get it off of that. Now I'm going to be cutting the stretchers for the bottom of these cabinets. Luckily I had enough cutoffs from cutting the side panels to width to make all my stretchers with. I'm going to cut them to length and just put 2 pocket holes on each side, attach it, and I'm going to have 2 stretchers on the bottom of each cabinet so that I can mainly save material, but also have it where they can stack and gives it some structural support. I have these designed where the weight and load is actually transferred through the cabinet sides onto the ground. If I decide to add casters, I'd put a solid 3/4 inch base underneath the cabinet, or however many cabinets I was going to join together, and then put casters on through that to give me an extra bit of stiffness and rigidity to do this. What I've done is, using my stop blocks on my pop tool station, is I've just set this to 18 3/4 inches because that is the width that I go with on these stretchers. And now literally I just cut all of these. This is a new drill my brother-in-law got me for Christmas. He was offended I didn't use it in my last video, so here I am using the new drill he got me. Okay, we have our pocket holes drilled, we have our stretchers cut, we have our side panels cut. All that's left now is to cut the tops and then route all the dados for all the cabinets, which that's going to take a while. Then assembly, and then making drawers. I have a sheet of plywood that would make all the drawer bottoms, and I think I'm just going to make a bunch of drawers. Not enough to fill every slot, but just enough of kind of the standard 5-inch size that I'm going for. Use as many of them as I can.
No glue means that I can take them apart and make them bigger if I need to, and make them deeper if I need to. So that's the plan. So stick around. I am now at the point of routing my dados. This is going to be a monotonously boring process, so I'm going to do a full regular speed segment of routing 5 dados piece in 22 different panels. It's like 100 something. So first thing is I have my little jig. I just made this jig, that way it spaces my dados apart. It's got a little lip right here that will sit in each channel that I can go with. The first thing is I even wrote on this exactly how to set it up. I put my router bit to cut a the half inch bit, 3/8 inch deep through here. First thing is you set this up at 4 1/4 inches. So just got a square. I know that my ends are square because I cut them square. For this, I actually have a face side and non-face side, so I am going to leave the face side out. Just, I don't know, if I can make my shop look nicer, I will. Someone left a mean comment about my shop being dirty, so you know what? Bite me. So 4 1/4 inches right there, and then we're just going to draw a line. And once we get this starting piece done, we're golden. By doing this, it puts my first dado 3/4 of an inch, no, an inch above the bottom of this. So my lowest drawer is a 1/4 inch off of the floor of the shelf. So I've got my line. You can't see it because one, it's a pencil, and two, we're in this. I just used a couple of Craig screws to hold this in place. And the hardest part is, and the most important part, is lining this up correctly the first time. Because once you get it going, you're good. So just make sure I'm on that line. And as long as I do this across the board, all my dados line up. So got this set, it's not going anywhere. And now we just take our router that sets on the edge right here and cuts our channel. And now it's this first channel's cut, and I'm not a fan of particle board at all, but it mills very easily. So you pull your screws out, use the air compressor that God gave you to blow out the dust, and now 1/2 inch plywood locks into 1/2 inch channel. And it's a pretty tight fit, and that's why I just sand it down. Now, this is my reference. For security, I'm going to go ahead and just screw it down again. And now, since I'm referencing off the other side, I always move right to left when cutting these. It keeps the router kind of pulled into it. And that pops into this next channel. And here's the cool thing. Because the way I set this up, from the bottom of one dado to the top of the other is exactly 5 inches. So I can build my drawers 5 inches deep, I can build them 15 inches deep, I can build them 20 inches deep, I can build them 30 inches deep. So now I just repeat this process on this big, huge stack of panels. I think you get the idea. We're not going to video that. Next up, we'll be assembling the completed cabinet. This is the full workings of one shelf. So I've had the veneer pop off right there. It's not an issue really. So I've got a 3/4 inch base, have a gap for the lowest drawer, 5 inches top to bottom, second drawer, 3, 4, and then my top drawer, my final piece of plywood actually sits on top. It gives me this little shallow
2¼ inch drawer, and that makes it very nice for just really common things. I keep, just extra driver bits, tape measure, little square, stuff that you got to get to quick. Right there on top, not deep, not going to get lost in the drawer, very small. There's not room to put enough stuff to get lost, so that's nice there. And of course, if I wanted to, I could always make this taller and keep the same size drawers, or I can make it even shorter and use it for a base for my new workstation, which I might end up doing. So that's that.
As of today, this is where I'm at on my modular shop. I've got 2 cabinets made. I made out of leftover plywood. As you see, I've got a top drawer here. Just slides in the dados. You can take it out, but I actually put a stop right there. I do need to go back and wax the slide so it slides a little bit better. And one downside I've noticed that as you have expansion and contraction, you get a little bit of binding. Then I have one slot for all my screws, which is one reason I built this, was for this organizer, and then all the way down. Then I built another drawer. It's a deep drawer, and in here I keep tools I use often but not all the time. I have my biscuit joiner, jigsaw, heat gun. I don't really use it that much, but I do use it. And right here it fits, it's out of the way, and I can put all my biscuits in here. Later on, since it is all pocket holes construction, I can put a divider here, divider there, and actually build this to hold smaller compartments within it. And with this one, I put 2 holes in it so I can actually just pull this box out and take it with me if I want to. Underneath, I have got my pocket hole station, and this just has a little box, and I can literally just pull it out and set it where I'm going to use it. Well, this is the modular cabinet. I have about 10 more of these to make, and then reorganize my shop. It's fairly simple. I can remove drawers and things from one, stack in the other. I actually have them locked in place right now. So this is it. This is all made with recycled particle board that is veneered. I think this will give me enough strength and support. Now I'm done, I realize I probably could have put a French cleat on the back right here, just put a 45-degree bevel, and then hang these on the wall if I so desired. This one's going to be my new bandsaw workstation. So thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, visit my website dailywoodworks.com. I just got done redoing it, and it's set up right there. You can subscribe by email, and that would help me out, and I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching.